Hello and thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Jurnee Taylor and here are the stories we're following right now. We've been waiting for weeks for former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson as he makes his run for the White House in 2024. He's ready to make a formal announcement and we have the details on when and where in less than 2 minutes.
Researchers are warning of an increase in cases of a so-called flesh-eating bacteria with the warming of the climate. I'm Cristian Benavides with what you need to know.
Plus, we are now less than 1 month away from a new season of Netflix's hit series Bridgerton. An R&B icon is getting in on the excitement. We'll tell you how in our must-see headlines at 12:22. But as we start this week, I can't help but acknowledge it's been well over a week since we've seen meteorologist Nathan Scott here on this noon hour. Nathan, we missed you. Welcome back, and thank you for bringing some nice weather with you.
Well, good afternoon, Jurnee. It's good to be back here with you. And yeah, it's great to talk about some nice weather, especially after this weekend with the wild weather on Saturday. This morning, we start off a little bit on the chilly side. Look at these numbers. 33 was the low in Mena, 32 in Clinton. So this valley certainly got much colder than the rest of the area. Here in the capital city, we started out at 43 degrees, but even Camden, you woke up with numbers into the 30s. Out there right now, we got lots of sun and the numbers have warmed up nicely. We're at 70 in Little Rock, 70 in Clinton, 70 in Arkadelphia, and 71 in Pine Bluff. We're going to hang on to abundant sunshine through the rest of our Monday, helping the temperatures warm all the way up into the mid to upper 70s. So it's a great day to enjoy the outdoors. If you have to do some gardening, go ahead and do that. Here's the rain chances for the next 5 days. Look at the spike on Thursday. And I hate to say it, Jurnee, but guess what? The 11th consecutive week, we're going to have to deal with the potential of more strong to severe thunderstorms for Thursday. Going into Friday morning, I'll have more on that potential coming up.
Thank you, Nathan. Well, new at noon, a missing 3-year-old of Morrilton has been found safe. The child was reportedly missing early this morning after they wandered away around 8:30 last night while playing in the backyard of a home. Authorities in Conway County spent the night searching with drones and helicopters, but it was a homeowner from the area that found the child this morning. He told THV 11 that he leaves his garage door open for his dog, and that's where he found the boy with the animal. Again, the toddler was found safe, and the Conway County Sheriff's Office thanks everyone who helped search. Police in Alabama are investigating a mass shooting over the weekend at a 16th birthday party that left 4 people killed and 28 others hurt, mostly teenagers. It happened at Saturday night in the small town of Dadeville. Witnesses report multiple shooters, but so far there have been no arrests. Omar Villafranca reports from outside the venue where it all happened.
Oh my God.
After Saturday night's deadly shooting at Mahogany Masterpiece Dance Center, ambulances, police cars, and parents descended on the local hospital.
It was people's everywhere, running and yelling and crying and going on.
I got shot right here. Right here.
18-year-old Tanaya Cox was shot 3 times. She says she saw multiple gunmen inside the dark club.
I just saw 2 in the bathroom and that's why I ran.
Police have not released any details about the suspect or suspects and would not say if anyone is in custody for the attack.
We'll never be the same.
Pastor Ben Hayes led a vigil for the victims Sunday night.
Most of the kids there were from Dadeville. This impacted us a lot.
He says one of the deceased is senior star athlete Phil Dowdell. It was his sister's birthday party. Their mother was also shot. Dowdell was just weeks from graduation and recently committed to play football at Jacksonville State next year.
He was a good person.
Daquan Doss says he was with Dowdell at the party, but the two ran in opposite directions when the shooting started.
I was standing right beside him. That thing, the shooting went on. I think he went right into it. I went opposite way. I wish I could have pulled him out.
Police have been very tight-lipped around this investigation. There's a lot we still don't know. We don't know how many suspects were involved, what kind of gun was used, or what was the motive. We're hoping to learn more information as investigators slowly leak it out. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dadeville, Alabama.
Well, back here in Arkansas, a man is behind bars after state police say he hit another man with his vehicle, killing him. It happened in Lono County on Saturday at a home on 2nd Street in England. Witnesses told investigators the victim, 45-year-old Stephen Glover, was in a fight with the suspect when it escalated to a homicide. On Sunday, state troopers arrested 21-year-old Darren McClinton of England. He's being held at the Lono County Detention Center on a first-degree murder charge. Meanwhile, a man suspected of trying to kill someone is locked up in Benton. The city's police department says Gary Griffin is now in custody. He's accused of holding a person captive and nearly killing them. He's facing charges of domestic violence and attempted capital murder. The investigation is still ongoing, and Griffin could end up facing even more charges. Now, just then, authorities have taken murder suspect Danny Brown into custody, and that's according to LRPD. Police and marshals were searching for Brown because they believe he shot and killed his ex-wife. The search focused on Oklahoma and Arkansas, where Brown has previous arrests. We'll share more information on his apprehension tonight at 5 and 6. Well, new at noon, we've known that former Governor Asa Hutchinson is running for president in 2024, but now he's making it official with a campaign kickoff event. Hours ago, Hutchinson announced that he will be making a formal declaration for the U.S. presidency in Bentonville on April 26. Now, the statement comes a day after his appearance on CBS's Face the Nation, addressing gun violence. He spoke about the issue in the U.S. and a possible correlation between mental illness and firearms.
Mental illness is there, but whenever it gets to the level of risk and danger to others, we should act as a society. And we've ignored that for the last really 50 years.
Hutchinson said there's a difference between sweeping red flag laws for anyone, like people who may be getting help from a therapist for depression, versus those who have been reported to potentially be a danger to themselves or others.
We all have those issues in life, but if it reaches the point of paranoia, sociopathic behavior, or that you're a risk to yourself of suicide, or you're a risk to others in terms of homicide, then we as a society, if we can identify that, which we can, we have to act on it.
Again, the former governor is expected to make a formal announcement for his White House run next Wednesday in Bentonville. Well, Kevin McCarthy used his 100th day as Speaker of the House to highlight the battle between House Republicans and the White House over the debt ceiling. The battle threatens to have a historic and lasting impact on the U.S. economy. Nicole D'Antonio has more details from Capitol Hill.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy traveled to Wall Street to say the future of the U.S. economy hinges on a showdown with President Biden over the debt ceiling.
Addressing the debt requires us to come together, find common ground, and reduce spending.
Congress has until this summer to raise the debt ceiling to pay for bills it has already passed. If it fails to do so, the U.S. could default on its debt for the first time in history.
Okay, so here's our plan. In the coming weeks, the House will vote on a bill to lift the debt ceiling into the next year.
McCarthy says the bill would return spending to 2022 levels and limit federal spending growth to 1% over the next 10 years. Speaker McCarthy has yet to unify House Republicans on which areas of the budget they're willing to cut, and his proposal is not likely to pass in the Democrat-led Senate. President Biden insists Congress raise the debt limit without conditions, pointing out that Republicans voted to do exactly that 3 separate times under former President Trump. The White House issued a statement saying, quote, there is one responsible solution to the debt limit, addressing it promptly without brinksmanship or hostage taking. Christine Lagarde, head of the European Central Bank, says an American default would have a worldwide impact.
This is the largest economy. It's a major leader in economic growth around the world. It cannot let that happen.
Lagarde also believes that Republicans and Democrats will find a solution before it's too late. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The government says it should have a more precise date for when it will run out of money and default on the debt. Once it calculates this year's income tax receipts, the deadline for individuals to file their taxes is tomorrow. Now, as tax season continues, a new effort is underway at the IRS to consider building its own government-operated electronic free file tax return system. The idea has been batted around and debated for a long time, but Congress now has recently directed $15 million to the IRS to report on how such a system might work. That first part of that report is due next month, but the big tax prep companies like TurboTax and H&R Block aren't happy about the idea. Those companies will stand to lose millions of dollars, and they have lobbied against the plan. Lake Maumelle is closed to all boaters this week. Over the winter, Central Arkansas Water lowered the lake nearly 10 feet to get rid of hydrilla, an invasive plant that can be toxic. Now they're shutting it down to take more out. CAW already approved millions of dollars to kill the plants before the problem gets worse. It's a pressing issue since more than 450,000 people rely on the lake for drinking water. Now, the lake will remain open to shoreline fishing, and parks and trails around the lake are also still open. Now, that's a bummer for boaters, but necessary. But how about some good news now for all the people who love being out on the water? Hollywood came to Little Rock Sunday to launch the first ever TV channel dedicated solely to boating. It's called America's Boating Channel. It's a smart TV channel that will be offered on Roku and Fire TV. They'll show all kinds of different ways to be safe and enjoy the hobby, including water sports. The launch event took place at the International Boating and Water Safety Summit, and top recreational boating safety leaders from the military and private sectors were all there. How cool is that? Well, after the break, we keep the environmental conversation going. There is a rise in potentially fatal bacterial infections due to global warming. What scientists say you need to know at 12:17. But let's also take a look at the weather outside. Nathan.
Jurnee, we're starting off with some gorgeous conditions out there to begin the new work week. Temperatures are very comfortable, upper 60s to lower 70s, but more importantly, the dew point, how much moisture there is in the atmosphere, it's very low. But that will be going up. The temperatures go up, and that sets the stage up for more storms arriving later in the week. I'll have more on timing and impacts next.